Hello, once again, this is Alex Mwonge, a mentor, life skills coach, and transformational speaker. This week, we have been sharing on part of setting our goals in the area of our life vision, which is the grand contribution we want to make to the community, to the world, and be able to build an impactful legacy. In the beginning, I shared with you that we shall look at three things: being able to discover our life calling, we are called to be prophets, and living out our life vision. So in this episode today, I want to focus on basically two things: being called as prophets and living our life vision. When you read Jeremiah 1:5, it says, "I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. Before you were born, I set you apart, and I called you as a prophet to the nation." Each of us, God knew us before our conception. Just take a moment and let that sink in. Sometimes we go through life struggling. We feel God has abandoned us. We feel the world is so hard. We don't have what to eat. Our kids are not in school. Maybe you just lost a loved one and you think God has abandoned you. Maybe your relationship has not worked out. It has been very abusive. Basically, everything in life just feels it's going in the wrong way, and you feel God has abandoned you. But I want to encourage you, my brother, my sister, my uncle, my aunt, my mother, my father, that the Lord knew you even before you were conceived. Just imagine that. Before the sperm met the egg, you existed in the spiritual realm with the Lord, and He knew you. And when He formed you in your mother's womb, He formed you with a purpose. He formed you for a reason. And He has called you as a prophet to the nations. We are all prophets by virtue of our baptism in the Lord. On a daily basis, life presents us an opportunity to walk in this prophetic call. We can walk with the Lord. We can talk with Him, and He can reveal a special message to humanity through us. Solomon, the great King Solomon, as known as one of the world's wisest men that ever lived, wrote in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verses 9, "What has been will be. What has been done will be done again, for there is nothing new under the sun." When you look at life, everything just keeps to repeat itself, for really there is nothing new under the sun. And in this particular segment, I want to encourage you that you have been called as a prophet in your time. A prophet is somebody who connects with God and then has a special message to deliver to His people. Now, when I talk about the prophetic, I'm not talking about, like the church, prophets that are common in our communities. But I'm talking about each of us on our individual basis. Given the fact that God knew us before He even conceived us, there is a special deposit that He put on the inside of us that we are supposed to deliver to humanity. But that can only come out as we are journeying with Him, as we are walking with Him, as we are one with Him. Because as we connect to the divine, He begins to reveal Himself to us through to humanity. Just imagine Henry Ford had not invented the car. There wouldn't be any use for the oil. And then just imagine how that divine plan all came together, that as one man was getting an idea for inventing the car engine, somebody else was discovering the oil. So meaning everything that we need is already contained on this earth. All the world's problems and sufferings, there is a solution hidden somewhere. But someone needs to journey with the Lord, to tap into the divine in order to be able to bring that divine solution for the world at this very time, for their nation at this very time. Just imagine you are called, say, in the area of writing. I believe there is a book, there is a novel, there is a workbook that you're supposed to write that is supposed to take humanity in a particular way. You could be a nurse, and probably the way you're going to nurse people is what the Lord is calling you to do at this particular moment in life. And the kind of care you're going to give, just think of how, like, say, Mother Teresa nursed the homeless, and that brought a very big impact onto the world. We have seen people like Graham Bell, who invented the telephone. Yeah, imagine there was no copper. How would the voices have traveled from one place to another? We have seen the great inventors like the Wright brothers. These guys were just bicycle mechanics. Sometimes we look down on the mechanic next door who is repairing the boda or motorcycle. But the world never looked down on these Wright brothers, who are actually even just mechanics of bicycles. They introduced us to the new kingdom, the kingdom of the air. And we are now, enjoying their invention and traveling great distances in a very short time. Within you is greatness. Within you is a gift that you're supposed to deliver to the world. So the Lord is calling you today as a prophet. He wants you as a prophet in your area of work, in your area of specialty, in your area of expertise, in your area of service, in your area of ministry, to connect to Him so that He can reveal to you something that is big for this humanity. And then as you reveal that, as you bring that solution to the world, you are being a prophet to the nation. So the third and last part of our journey is being able to live our calling. So once you've reflected on all the questions that I shared in the previous episodes, start to live your calling. Take an action every day. So if you reflected on your life and you discovered, I'm passionate about working with children, take a step today. Maybe find somewhere where there is a chance for you to serve your gift. Remember, the Bible also tells us that your gift shall take you before kings and princesses, but it cannot take you unless if you work on it. Just imagine an athlete who never practices. Do you think he will win the race when he goes, say, in the World Olympics? No. So you need to practice that gift. You need to practice that calling. You need to set into action. Do something daily on the newfound information. Begin to align yourself with your life vision and your life purpose. Maybe take a new course. Apply for a new job, maybe volunteer, take an internship, make new friends, travel the world, move out of your current country and get into the next, if that's what it means for you to put that life vision. Maybe the Lord has placed a special message on your heart, and say you are passionate about carpentry and you've discovered some unique ways of making furniture. Share your gift to the world, create a YouTube channel, and share this message, share it on Facebook, share it on all the different social media. Just let the word out there. Do something on a daily basis as you walk with the Lord. And then as you take those baby steps, as you take the first step, then the Lord shall continue to reveal much more as you move ahead with Him. So I want you to reach your deathbed and you don't have anything to worry about, so that it's no longer how long you have lived, but how well you have lived your life purpose and how well you have served your inner gift for the sake of improving humanity. So just take that time to walk into the dream that the Lord has placed on your heart, the purpose that He has called you to do. And as I end this last episode, I want you to continuously reflect on these three things that form our goal of discovering our life vision in the year 2019 and moving forward. That one, you have to discover your life calling. Now, once you discover it, remember you're called as a prophet. So connect with the Lord and He's going to channel through you. He's going to reveal through you a very powerful revelations that are going to change humanity. But even as He reveals, don't sit on that information. Begin to live your life vision, and your life will not be the same again. The community, the world will be a better place, and you will die a good death because you will have lived your life purpose. May the Lord richly bless you. Feel free to get in touch with your comments. Feel free to get in touch with your questions. Feel free to just share the feedback, what has blessed you in this series. And you can even ask a question of what you would like me to share about if you have any questions. Have a blessed day, have a blessed evening, have a blessed night, depending on where you are in the world and how you are listening to my voice. You can still reach out and contact me, +256 703 2701 27. You can also reach me out on YouTube, Mwonge Alex Stephane, Stephiane, and you can also just check my website www.alexmwonge.com. May the Lord richly bless you.